So, 2 years on from Lego The Star Wars Skywalker Saga, and the game was good. And recently, we've been talking about Lego games, the future of them. But I just wanted to dive into you guys with my actual thoughts on the Star Wars Skywalker Saga, what I think about it. I want to know what you guys think about it. And in today's video, welcome back to Lego Access as we discuss 2 years on from Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, and here are my thoughts. So welcome back, guys. Before we get into the video, as always, I'm going to tell you to subscribe, join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, and I think that's about all we're doing right now. But let me talk to you guys about what I want and what I feel about the Star Wars Skywalker Saga. So I played this in 2022. I played it for a bit. I think I played the prequel movies when I first played it. And then after that, I sort of took a break. You know, I had some pretty important exams around the time. And then I went back to it. I think I finished all the main story. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you how I feel. Firstly, the hub levels are huge. The detail is huge. It's amazing. The hub levels are really, really cool. I know a lot of people sort of hated the sort of level design and the way it worked because it wasn't level, stop. You know, it wasn't stuff like that. It was more of a continuous story, and then it stopped at the end of each movie. I actually really like that. I thought that element was really, really cool to bring in. So I think, for example, when you're doing all of the Naboo stuff in the original Star Wars games, like, you know, Star Wars 2 and the complete saga, it was like, you know, you're on Naboo, then you stop, then you're doing something else on Naboo, then you stop. But it was really continuous through Phantom Menace especially. And I really liked it. I think by far, for me, the prequel games were the best. I think the middle, the original trilogy was the worst, and the sequels was really good. But I really liked all the story. I thought some of the levels were really good. I know that a lot of people didn't like the Force Awakens stuff because it was really similar to the Force Awakens Lego game. And I'm going to be honest with you. If I was going to rate the game today, it would be a 7 out of 10. For me, there are some amazing characters in the game. There are some amazing story bits. But it really does just fall a bit flat. Now, 2 reasons that I'm going to say it falls a bit flat. Because it is just a really good game. We're going to get down to it. It is just a really good game. I just want to preface that. I'm not dissing the game. I think it's done amazing. Or has it done amazing? I think it's alright. But I'm going to preface this by saying I think there are some flop areas in the game. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think, firstly, I was expecting more content on the game. DLCs in modern games just being the customizable characters, and also the characters they added in, they didn't even get the voice lines for them, they just did that. And that is just a major problem for me, to be quite honest with you. I didn't like that, and I thought maybe that they could have done more with the DLCs. I think the first big problem is you've had this game, you know, announced, and it was meant to be released in 2019, got delayed till 2020, COVID hit, got delayed another 2 years. This game was delayed a long time, and it didn't really live up to the hype or the maximum effort it could have done. Now, if this game was announced a year ago, and then it was released in a year, and it was alright, you know, maybe something on the size of Lego Incredibles, Lego DC Super Villains, Lego Movie 2, you know, something like that, don't think people would have minded as much. Now, there's always going to be that stigma with Star Wars games. You know, they want the biggest Star Wars games. Star Wars is probably the biggest, you know, point of interest for Lego to make, especially in gaming. And I think maybe the nostalgia hit people. But here are my main problems with the game. Firstly, no customization in the game whatsoever. You're telling me you added an amazing customization feature in DC Villains where you can literally make anyone that you want. This sort of perfect thing for Lego, and you don't want me to make my own Jedi. Oh wait, I literally could have done that in the complete saga, so why would you get rid of customization? It's not a hard thing to implement into the game. You don't need to change it much from DC Villains. You just need to add some lightsabers and some other stuff from the game. Definitely would have included that. Secondly, no online multiplayer. Remember, okay? I would have been fine with just couch co-op if you released in 2019. You're releasing this in COVID where multiplayer games boomed, right? If you release in COVID, I can play online multiplayer. I would definitely say to you guys, the game could have done so much better. it's insane how like much they miss by not going with this on. I think look at A Way Out, for example. Way Out, beautiful story, beautiful co-op game. I'm not saying Lego is anywhere near as an intricate story as A Way Out, but I'm saying that they could have easily capture the same people, capture the memories of people in lockdown, right? Fall Guys, Among Us, all these games that aren't great in terms of they're very simplistic ideas, you know, running to a finish line, you know, 2 bad guys, 8 normal crewmates, but it's the people who play the games that sort of make them, is what I feel. And I think you're sort of missing that by the multiplayer. I've mentioned the DLC, I'll mention it again. Not only was I disappointed with the characters they added in, as in they had no voice elements to it and stuff like that, I do think that you should have added in more DLC. Imagine they were still updating DLC to now, like a season pass. You know, we could have had the Mandalorian season 1, 2, and 3 and like maybe 12 levels. We could have had the Ahsoka series. We could have had an Andor series. We could have all this stuff, bonus levels and bonus content. And I'm kind of like, I don't want to say anything. There's been no new announcements of Lego games for ages. You know, there's some like spin-off ones and stuff like that. I want to know like what is TT Games doing? Like, I guess they're maintaining Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, doing bug fixes maybe, but you've got to be updating a game continually. I mean, GTA 5 didn't release a game for 10 years, fair enough, but they're updating the game. I just don't really understand where that sort of element came in, because right now we could have so many more like DLCs being made of new Lego game, like new levels and stuff like that added to it to improve the game. And they just didn't want to add that. Like these elements I'm talking about, you can easily add into the game as well. So hopefully in the future, maybe in the next game, some of these things will be added in. Furthermore, let's just be honest with you, the hub world and the simplicity of the game. Obviously it's a kids game, I know that. But it was just so like there's like puzzles in the old Lego games where you sort of have to move blocks to match things, or you know, in the Harry Potter games you've got to like build up a staircase and stuff, which are a little challenging. You didn't get any challenging elements in the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga game. I think the puzzles were too basic, especially in the original trilogy levels. That's one thing for me. And yes, I know I sound like I'm ranting about this and saying it's a bad game. It's a decent game. I think it did flop on my end, and I think that maybe this is why I made the video on why Lego games might end. But for me, I think they could have done so much more with it. And personally, that's what I would have done. I think, yeah, also, like, they've added in so much stuff, like all the collectibles and stuff, which don't, like, necessarily go to any achievement or any trophy, but they're just in the game, which take extraordinary amount of hours for little to no, like, reward, sort of, which I don't like. Like, I don't like you have to go through all the hub worlds and spend hours and hours and hours trying to 100% the game, and then you get nothing out of the game. Maybe that's the problem with quite a lot of other games, is you like sort of 100% and nothing really happens from it. But that's definitely an issue for me. So let me know what you guys think about Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. I know I talked about a lot about the issues and it's easy to do that, but there are a lot of benefits as well to it. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your favourite level was in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Lego Access, the place to be, where dreams come true. You